right, welcome back to Waste Some Time with Jason Green. I am Jason Green, and to my right, to my left, on the other side is Wednesday 13. Wednesday, we have a fun-filled show today, and I'm sure
I'm
you knew
plugged in. I'm plugged in.
running a little bit hot tonight.
Like the Glade potpourri. Plug it in. Plug it in.
It's funny you bring that up because I was watching old commercials yesterday, and I thought one day we should do an episode where we just watch commercials on here, old commercials, and try to remember them.
There's so many commercials. Like I get them stuck in my head because I watch all those old shows, and I get the Freedent song, the Double Mint Twin song, just lots of them.
Well, we are gonna talk about that and a lot more. Sean Clark is away on assignment. I think he's on the Billy Corgan podcast tonight. So no, I'm kidding. He's actually recording something for Australia today. So, but he'll be
Australia.
back. Yes, but he'll be back with us soon. And we'll start the show right after this.
Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody I'd rather waste time with than you.
All right. Yeah. Last night, Wednesday, I was looking for something to watch on the old boob tube. And I every now and then I'll see something like Friday afternoon cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons. And, there was two divisions in the world of cartoons. There was your Saturday morning where all the networks had cartoons. And then you had the after school cartoons, which would be somewhere between 3 and 6. And you could also get sitcoms mixed in there, reruns of The Facts of Life and things like that, different strokes. If you watch
Leave It to Beaver, even Dennis the Menace was thrown into my cartoon cavalcade.
If you watched as often as we did, you were going to see the guy in the bike shop molest Dudley at least 3 times a month, and it was scary every time. Yeah, a lot of
it always is. It's just I wish they wouldn't have done that to Mr. Carlson from WKRP.
That's how I felt. And now let me tell you something. We're jumping around, but I'm doing a video about an actress named Dana Hill. Dana Hill was Audrey Griswold in European Vacation. God, I miss Jack. That was her big line. Jack, played by William Zabka. So she made a movie called Fallen Angel. And it was one of these movie of the week specials. And Richard Mazer of The Thing, and also he was on One Day at a Time. He dated Mrs. Romano towards the end. He was in the movie, and there was a few other people in this movie. And basically the story was Richard Mazer was this creepy guy, and he took photos of children that were inappropriate. And I was like, I remember this movie, and it scared the hell out of me. I thought for sure my whole life, as a child, people were going to be taking inappropriate photos of me. I'm still waiting. But I thought it was really scary. And he bought her a little puppy, Fred, and he told her, if you don't take your top off, Fred's going back to the pound, and they kill dogs there. I was like, this is heavy shit. And so at one scene, she's walking down the block and he pops out from behind a building, and it was scarier than any horror movie I've ever seen. I jumped. This guy was creepy, and he was one of my TV favorites. And I thought, why'd they have to do him like this? Well, in this movie, he has I see a super chat. Hold on. I must have sparked a chord with somebody.
Super.
Mark Sanchez. Yes, Mark Sanchez is going to be in Vegas. Mark, I look forward to seeing you. Thank you for the super chat. Well, we're going to get together and we're going to hang, and I can't wait to show the painting. Mark is so cool. He commissioned the painting of me, and I'm looking forward to showing it and sharing it with everyone. So in this movie, she goes and hangs out at this guy's house. That's the first thing. You don't go hang out at people's houses, anybody. And so there's a kid, and the kid, the guy tells him, take your clothes off. And he does it no problem. He's used to this world, and she's not as accustomed. And then I go, this kid looks so damn familiar. So I go to Wikipedia, but he doesn't have an entry. And he's essentially Boy with Pumpkin. He was the kid who was in the bonus footage of Halloween.
Oh
During
wow.
Halloween 2, they shot footage for Halloween 1, and because they needed it for TV, it needed TV time for the edits. And so he was at the convention. We walked right by him, Boy with Pumpkin. But so anyway, this show is so depressing and so sad. She plays a 12-year-old. They said she was 17 at the time. You could have fooled me. They said her diabetes made her look younger. And it's not working for me, by the way. I got diabetes, nothing. I got a bad back.
Was this an after school movie?
I think it might have been prime time.
Okay.
It was this Friday. Check out my video about Dana Hill. It's a sad story. They all are now. But a lot of people have been asking me. I was talking to some people backstage, and they say, you're doing a lot of videos about death, tragedy, but that was something that I was always interested in. You know, I was visiting graveyards since I was a kid. Didn't realize that it was something that you could do on a YouTube channel until later people started doing it. But we had like-minded things in common. People liked it, and I'm always fascinated by the human mind, the brain. Not everyone has one, but some do, and it's fragile. We're all just 1 second away from going crazy. You know, there was a guy who owned a toy shop. I read about him yesterday, and he in downtown Los Angeles, and everybody loved him. He was a pillar of the community, and he was depressed, and he went to a Yoshinoya. Have you been to a Yoshinoya?
No, I don't. Not that I know of.
Yeah, it's like a Japanese fast food, a drive-through. And
Oh
while
no, I don't know. I don't think so.
It's like a Japanese Jack in the Box. And
Oh,
so,
I thought you were saying like a place in Japan. I'm like, I'm not sure where I've been in Japan.
oh no, well you've probably been to the actual Yoshinoya, but
Yeah.
no, it's a fast food place. Anyway, he's in the line in the drive-through, and he blows his brains out.
Oh.
And I thought a lot of things. One, it's terrible. There's a tragedy that people are so lost, sad that they want to take their own lives, and more so in the Yoshinoya drive-through. I mean, of all the places to pick, I got to think the service stinks. You know, that's the first thing. But I've always been fascinated, and with my own issues, Wednesday, your issues, we both talked openly about depression and life, and sometimes it seems like it's the end of the world. There's plenty of days. And so I started making these videos because I also thought it was an educational thing for people. And a lot of people watched my Sesame Street video about Northern Callaway, and they were shocked.
You got a lot of views on that now.
Yeah, I think it's like 130,000 views today. Yeah, and
That's
most people
crazy.
didn't even know who he was. Did you watch Sesame Street as a kid?
Kind of. I mean, not a lot, but I mean, I was familiar with it. I knew all the characters, so I must have seen it enough. But I don't really remember watching it like I watched the Muppet Show or Great Space Coaster. I watched that. I remember more about that than I did like that stuff.
No news is good news.
Yes, Gary Gnews.
Gary Gnews, yeah, he has a figure, by the way. There's a Gary Gnu action figure.
I know. I saw it. It's a few years old, right?
Yeah, we might have to get them.
I need it.
If anyone's watching,
Everybody's watching out there.
I'll get you a link to Gary Gnews. Anyway, but so a few people were like, well, you really changed the format. And I don't think that I'm changing any format. I talk about things that I like to talk about. I have people on that have things to talk about that I like. And so will I do interviews again? Oh, yeah, sure, of course. I'll do interviews about music, actors. I've got some really interesting people, but it has to be things I'm interested in. And so talking about Trickster every week is just, I did it already. I don't need to do something that I've already done. This channel is almost 5 years old. And so I'm grateful for the people who stayed with me since the beginning, and I'm grateful for the people who are enjoying this sort of new content. And there'll be tons more. There's so much stuff to do, and there's a new freedom with not being stuck to doing the same thing. So I hope people are enjoying this content. Anyway, let's talk to a few people, and then Wednesday
Let's talk to the people.
we're gonna do a little show and tell. People really enjoyed seeing items from our collection that maybe were off the beaten path, and we'll show some more. Clint Stroke was the first one here. That means at the end of the day, he'll be the first to leave. Hey ho, let's go. And
What's up, Clint?
Clint is here.
You know, every time I hear the word Clint, I either think of Clint Eastwood or my very first best friend, like from kindergarten, was a dude named Clint. And
that's not a common name.
He and I were the G.I. Joe collectors, and I eventually inherited his G.I. Joe collection because he didn't make it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm just kidding. He did. He actually he did make it. He made it with chicks and thought G.I. Joe was dumb. So he went, I don't want this anymore. And I went, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, you showed him. David Anaya, and this is Ben Edwards 13. Imagine a fan of Wednesday 13. Down is up 76. I've been really looking forward to this all day after a really rough day. Yeah, you know, I have to say that's the reason I do it. People go into YouTube for a lot of reasons. One, they want to make money. Not a bad reason. You got to pay the bills. Two, they want to be famous. Shitty reason. Who cares? It's so stupid, petty. You know, I want people to look at me. You know, there's a whole new thing with platforms where we've given a voice to idiots. The world is filled with idiots. They've got a Facebook page. They got an Instagram page, JDate, wherever they can talk is bad. Not everyone should be allowed to have a voice. This deaf thing is not, it's underrated. More people should be deaf. And because everyone just wants to hear themselves. I never want to hear myself. And
I had a guy yesterday put a story up about me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And it's just like, it really makes no sense to me. It's so silly.
A negative story?
I guess that's what it's trying to be. I don't know.
But see, people sometimes they're jealous, and that's how their voice.
It's literally, it's like I got mad at you when you were 16, and now I'm gonna hold it against you now that you're turning 50.
Yeah, right. But this is the time to unleash.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. But whatever.
Well, hold on. This is Seth David Isaacs. Hi guys, loving the content from me and L Lynn 1313. Well, I appreciate that, Seth and L Lynn, or L, whatever you like to be called. I appreciate the super chat. Listen, you have to pay the bills. That's why you have to have these kind of options and Matt channel members. It's the only way that I can afford to do this. Matt, thank you so much. Long time a viewer for sure. Love the channel. So anyway, okay. Well, I'm going to get back to the comments, but I appreciate everybody. And again, I do this because I like to give people a distraction. The nicest people. I spent my time traveling the country, and people would tell me, I was recovering from surgery and I just binge watched your podcast and you guys make me laugh. And is it true that Wednesday won't eat a hamburger? Or
people are fascinated by my non-eating habits. It's weird. Like, I mean, there's so many people that are just like they love it. It's so I think that's weird that they think I'm weird.
I have a friend, Sam. He's been on the show a bunch of times. He's a great young man and a talented guy. And he's also pretty choosy. And so we were going to lunch, and we had to think about what can we convince him to have. And but we learned he's not as choosy as you. But I decided I would take him down to Love It Custard, which is Jakey Lee's favorite custard place. He recommended it to me. And Warren DeMartini.
I've never had custard either.
I'm not surprised. I think you'd like it because it just tastes like ice cream. I don't really think I can tell you the difference.
That's what I'm thinking.
But Johnny and I did a video. We went there, and all hell broke loose. It was all crackheads and psychopaths and monsters and lunatics, and that's just the good stuff out in the street. And the police pulled up while we were doing our live, and they said, you guys seen anything strange around here? And I remember we said, where do we start? I mean, so we went there, and it lived up to equally crazy. It was still crazy. But I like when people tell me it's fun to see you guys get into these different things and different places. And I got a guy who messaged today. He said, I'm from Norway, and I'm a new Wednesday 13 fan. How cool is that? I like that.
That's
new
awesome.
people
I love it.
discover things.
And we can tell people that they thought the Titanic had sank, but we did figure out a date to go to the fair.
That is true. We're going to have an affair.
We're going to have an affair. We're having a four-way, three-way. How many people are there? Six-way. We did figure out a day. I threw some dates out, and we figured out the day we're going. So we will get to see us try a bunch of garbage from the fair again.
Yeah, I think that's exciting news for those who haven't watched it. It's on Sean's channel. This will be the third annual one that we participate in. But it was great that it worked out, because we were definitely having a trouble finding a day, especially because of your schedule, which is about to get incredibly busy, which is good.
Yes.
I mean, busy is good.
No, it's awesome. It's I know the fans look forward to it. But like, even like the lady, she goes, God, because the first one I didn't think we were going to be able to do it. She's like, that sucks. I actually really look forward to doing that. I was like, me too. I said, there's got to be a day that works. So that's why I sent you guys the calendar and just marked out all that. But this day, this day, this day, this day. So
Michelle and I felt the same. And, when we first went, I'm not sure we all knew each other as well. At least I don't think. Yeah.
No, we didn't. It was kind of awkward. Like, it's kind of like eating in front of people. If you're weird like that for the first time, you're like, okay, we didn't really know how to act. And I think that's just kind of how people are when they first get together. And plus we were filming each other, and you can't help but think, oh, I know it's just your phone, but you're like, shit, people are going to see this, so yeah, I think you got the honest version of us every time, but that first time is us literally kind of getting to know each other and see if what we could say to each other, and by that last time we're busting each other's balls.
Yeah.
And like, it's just a lot more fun now that we know each other.
And also, I should point out that you, me, and Sean have all agreed to be part of this lifestyle, being on camera. Our partners have not. And so when you come to this thing, they're gonna be judged. They didn't ask for any of this bullshit.
I know.
But it's fun that we all get along and know each other now. And it is, yes, there's videos of it, but at the same time, I think we would do all these things anyway, because we do actually like to spend time with each other, which is a good thing. Someone says, the Sky Tram ride at the OC Fair is terrifying. No safety belts or bars up there. So Sean and I
did that last time when I went in the car and was fighting for my life.
So I filmed it. I never put it out. It was scary as hell. I should point out that the reason we kind of go to the fair is it's Sean's childhood. Sean grew up in the area, and it was a big part of his youth, and he didn't miss a year of going to the OC Fair. So we were sort of becoming part of it. I also saw the videos that he made with Nay, where they would go. And I go, this is great, because they would add a total of how much it costs and what they ate. And I really liked it. And I think I just joked and said, hey, we should go. And I think Nay was probably happy that she didn't have to be featured, the whole time by her, every time she tries a banana, Sean zooming in, making a thumbnail. So everyone got a little pressure. And we all have things we will eat and we won't eat. And anyway, so that video will come out at some point. We have to do it first, but someone said,
it's like the older I've gotten even worse on rides. Like, I was taking the baby rides anyway. If we went like to the Santa Monica Pier, we'd get on the little baby roller coaster, and I can't even do that now. The baby Harry Potter ride, the little tiny roller coaster, messes with me. I cannot.
Maybe you have vertigo.
Maybe. I think it all started after that earthquake that I was in. Like, I literally, when I get shook like that, I think my brain just the the trauma comes back. I can't.
Did you eat hamburgers before the earthquake?
I did not.
Falls, gets kicked by a mule, eyes go cross. Falls
Yeah.
down a well, they go
Yeah.
back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, I think that might be where it really kicked into gear.
I am at the age now where I feel like any minute I'll die,
Yeah.
possibly in this show. I had a friend, his name is Bill Margold. He was a legend in, you can look him up if you don't know who he is, but he passed away doing a podcast. He was hosting his podcast, and then he was on the phone, and then he had a heart attack, and he dropped dead in his apartment. And it was so sad. He kept that apartment really warm, I'll tell you that much. But he at least he went out doing what he loves, you know. And that's why I when I did the 24-hour podcast, I thought for sure that'll kill me. But somehow I keep going. But there's things now that I'll do that I wouldn't have done. I went on that twisty ride with your lady because I've never done it before. And she said, "Oh, it's a lot of fun." And I said, "You know what? I'm going to die soon. This thing probably won't kill me. I'll go on it." And I told the story, you know, so that you get. Have you gone on it when you were younger?
Yeah, I used to do rides. I don't even know how I did it. There was one summer I was riding the front of roller coasters, like in South Carolina at this place. This is basically like a Six Flags. It was called Carowinds.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like the Wayne's World, they had a Wayne's World area in there, and they had a ride called the Hurler, and it would go upside down and twist. And I'm like, hell yeah.
The Wayne's World got you. That's what it was.
No, that was fine. And then I don't know. I really think it was because I didn't go to amusement parks a whole lot. So the next time I went on them was after the earthquake, and it's just been. I think it's just I can't do it anymore.
Well, there's a lot of people who feel that way, especially as you get older. But I went on this twisty ride. I had my back against the wall, and I'm having a full conversation with your lady. And in the middle, there's a guy who I waiting for him to turn the ride on. And so we're talking, and then they go, "That's it." I go, "You're kidding. Like, when does the ride start?" And I think she thought I was joking too. I didn't even know we moved. There wasn't really, but my whole life I was scared of that thing. I was like, "Oh no, the floor's going to drop, and then I'm going to be flying, and people are going to crash into each other." And no.
I remember another fear I had for rides when they set up like a weekend amusement park in the parking lot of a department store and a grocery store that I used to go. The place I used to get my GI Joes from was a place called Zayre, Zayre. Did you have those? Did you ever hear of those? Anybody in the comments? Zayre was the name of the company. It was like a Kmart. It was a competing thing with Kmart. It was a department store, toys, pets, fish, clothing, shoes, called Zayre, Zayre. And they had GI Joes there constantly. So I went there to get GI Joes, and it was a Saturday, and there's a little ride. I want to ride on a ride. I want to ride on a ride, daddy. Okay. So I go over to get on this one ride, and there was a heavy metal guy full of like face tattoos and stuff, and he had had something blasting too loud for children. You know, it was just loud. And he took the money, and I get on this ride, and it's about to take off, and the bar that he put up just fell off, and like the bolt fell off and the thing. And I am holding on for dear life because I don't know if it really was holding me in, but like it was like just more of a safety kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But it fell off, and the whole ride we're spinning by, and every time I would get near the guy to go, "Help!" He had the music blasting so loud, and he was just going like every time, and I'm just going, "Help! Help!" Mm-hmm. Every time. It was terrifying.
Nice to see you, Brian. Wednesday, has Wednesday ever eaten a corn dog? I say no.
Nope.
Yeah. Wednesday should try deep fried butter.
To add to the mystery of hamburgers, I also don't eat hot dogs. Now, I will eat a hot dog out of the bun, but I rarely have ever probably never had one in a bun.
But you had it in mac and cheese.
Had it in mac and cheese. Just heat them up, eat them. You know, there's no way you can look cool eating a hot dog wiener.
Yeah.
There's no tough way to do it.
Yeah. No.
I've tried.
Reading all the.
One time, a guy came. One of my drummers in the band, Racy. He made hot dogs with. He boiled them in Pabst Blue Ribbon and made them on my oven, on my stove.
Was it good?
They were really good. And I went in to heat them up later on in the microwave, and I left a bunch of forks in the microwave, and I had an electrical storm in my house, and made my ex-wife really mad. You're drunk. No, we're not.
We're creating. I forgot you had a Racy and an AC.
I know, and you know what's crazy was when he joined the band, he couldn't go by. I don't think he could use Racy. So he had to use a different name, and he was like, "That's my real goddamn name."
Couldn't even use his name. You should have got a Stacy too.
I had a Stacy in Wednesday 13. There was a Stacy Grimm for a shoulder. When I broke my collarbone, I couldn't play guitar, so I had this guy named Stacy Grimm.
What about a Tracy?
I did not have a Tracy, but I had a Stacy. I've had a Racy, an AC. That's about it.
Hear me out. You get Stacy Blades, Tracy Guns, AC Slade,
AC Slade,
and Racy, and then you have to call yourself something with.
I mean, I got a Y on my name. Wednesday works in there too, so it's just the A's.
Yeah, you're missing out on the corn dogs. Well, we're going to offer him corn dogs and see what happens.
Yeah.
Joey Chestnut Wednesday is not. He's the championship hot dog eater.
Oh.
Will Wednesday try Twinkie Hot Cheetos burger this time? He did it with the chicken sandwich. A burger, I don't know.
I might try it.
You see, you don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know. I can't be controlled.
Wednesday, how about tofu?
Oh no, that just sounds horrible. It might be great, but I can't try it because it just sounds stupid.
Here's one that I know he's tried.
Tell me it doesn't sound stupid. Tofu sounds stupid.
I'm with you. Here's one I know you've does Wednesday like cornbread? Yes.
Kind of, but I don't. Even when I eat it when I go to Cracker Barrel, and I'm just kind of going, why am I eating this? I don't really like it. Now, I've had jalapeno cornbread at this place called Razoo's. It's the. Have you not had Razoo's? Come on.
No.
It's a chain. It's through Texas, and there's one in North Carolina. It's a Cajun restaurant, and yeah. So I've had some Cajun cornbread there. They also have jalapeno hush puppies there too, which are a big favorite of mine.
Well, when people ask, does Wednesday like, the word like is tough, but I knew he's had cornbread. Like, that's another story.
But I didn't have it till later on in life. All this stuff was around my house. Like basically all the stuff they have at Cracker Barrel was around my house. I just didn't really eat much of it. Like, there's green beans, there's all your country food, but my mom would make macaroni and cheese and fried chicken. I was like, that's all I like. I didn't try mashed potatoes or any of that stuff.
Is there anything you and Wednesday are looking forward to having at this year's fair? That's a good question. I go in kind of open to be surprised, but I don't think Wednesday looks forward to anything food-wise.
No, I look forward to that funfetti ice cream. I think it's dipped in a hard shell or something. That's awesome. And I've cut ice cream and all this shit out of my diet, so I'm looking forward to that day just to go there and just, that's my cheat day. I'm gonna be on that show Cheaters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're gonna catch you
that day. That's how much food I'm gonna eat. They're gonna get confused.
It's hard, Wednesday. You're a sex symbol. You're out on the international stages, and fans of all ages and genders hang your pinups on the wall.
I do.
And you know, for me, I'm able to sit here and just be seen from the breast up, so to speak. But it's a lot of pressure to have a full head of hair. You know, sometimes I wish I could just be a fat dummy and you know just let it all go. You know, and but I can't. I'm
You know,
still dyeing my
today,
hair.
I don't know if you noticed, I did something a little different to my hair today. What I did is I didn't straighten it every little piece where it just lays flat to my head, which is what I'm normally doing.
Mhm,
So today I just dried my hair out of the shower because my hair is not perfectly straight, which fucking sucks.
mhm.
But I can get it pretty straight, and I just straighten pieces of it. So today I have what the kids on the street are calling volume.
Mm.
So I feel like it adds a little bit, and it's much easier to do than straightening every little fucking strand. Every little strand.
2 minutes before the show, Michelle straightens my hair. You know, one of the things Wednesday, people who've seen you out in the wild will know is that Wednesday always looks cool. He looks like Wednesday. You're never going to see an off Wednesday. He's always going to
No.
look like it. Me, when I was living in New York, I thought anyone who wears shorts are out of their mind. I'm never going to wear shorts. It's ridiculous. And now I don't think I wear long pants ever. I've traded in my cool card. I worked on an award show. I directed a show, and Matt Sorum was there, and so was Slim Jim Phantom. And Slim Jim Phantom took a look at, and Slim Jim's always got a suit on. He always looks cool. And he looked at Matt Sorum, who was wearing flip flops and shorts, looked like he just got out of the beach. And Slim Jim was just like, man, look at this guy, California, you know, whatever. And I think I've become that kind of sellout. But Wednesday, you're never going to see a non-Wednesday Wednesday.
No, and it's I wish I could be not like that. Like it literally, it's a mental thing for me. I did it since I was a teenager. Like, you know, like wearing eyeliner every day, and like, you know, if I go out, you know, I always, I don't know. You know, I've always dressed that way. I live by a rock and roll code, and it's
Mhm.
like all those bands that I grew up seeing, like LA Guns and stuff. We talked about how cool they looked. Like, you know, they were the
Past,
coolest
past,
looking.
past tense.
Yes, and then I look at them now, and I'm like, they didn't stay true to the rock and roll code, but I did. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
If we
It's
took
crazy.
pictures of these guys in their prime and what some of them look like now, and we told maybe some of the younger fans, identify them, which one is which.
Yeah.
I don't know if they could do it. You know, somebody commented the other day and they said that Kelly Nichols is a Pinterest superstar or hero, and what that means is that a lot of young people love Kelly Nichols and they save his pictures on Pinterest. That's what it means, right? Yeah,
Okay.
and so,
Yeah.
but Kelly Nichols still looks cool. You look at him to this day, he still
Yeah.
looks like the guy. And there's not many. He hasn't changed one bit. He's still
No.
got the image and
And LA Guns is and I'm not picking on them. That's just a
no,
perfect
yeah.
example of a band that looks completely different, because I literally remember reading in Metal Edge what kind of hair dye they used so I could go buy the same hair dye. And I was like, blue black. Whoa, that sounds cool. That's what LA Guns said they use.
Mhm.
You know, so it's just, you know, like I said, I just at an early age, I feel like I just committed to rock and roll. Like, and I live by a code. And when you see people that influenced you and they don't look like that, it's just like, okay, I guess maybe they got sick of it. But they're also way older than me and doing it a lot longer than me. Maybe
Well,
when I'm
whatever
their
makes
age.
people
Yeah,
happy. I mean, I get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know, Lisa Turtle in Saved by the Bell had a picture of Kelly Nichols in their locker, and I didn't know that. That's amazing. I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
Is it the one where he's got the Batman shirt on and he's got like the warlock with
I
the
feel like
cowl spots?
Yeah.
Didn't he have like a spotted like cowl like warlock? Am I crazy?
Michelle's the expert on Kelly Nichols. She says yes. Yeah.
Okay, it was a cowl, right? Like a cowl spots on the warlock.
Yeah, but I think Nikki Sixx had a similar one, like a Thunderbird. I think
He had like polka dots, I think, on his, but this was like a cow, I believe.
we have to ask someone on Pinterest.
Yeah.
Thank you, Highway Star. Much appreciated for the fun, fair food fund. The nice hair Wednesday. Well, thank you. And
Thank
Wednesday, thank you too. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, there it is. It's the picture of him in the Batman T-shirt. How crazy! You know,
I
Kelly.
had that on my
Nichols-
wall.
Yeah, Kelly Nichols was the stepdad to Emma Roberts. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. Do you know who Emma Roberts is?
I know the name.
She's an actress, and what is she best known for, Michelle? I don't know. She was like a teenage star, but now she's an adult star. Not that kind of adult star.
That kind of adult, right? Just a real adult.
No. But anyway, she's Kelly Nichols is all right. He's pretty cool. Chris says he misses Riley's LA Guns. Yeah, I do too. I miss them as a band. I didn't think they had to even do the LA Guns thing. Ace Von Johnson looks the same as he did in 2020. I'm going to tell you something about Ace Von Johnson that I've never confessed before. You know, people talk shit about people, especially when you're the new guy in a band, you know, and I heard a lot of bad things about him. People bash him, insult him. And I just I've learned now that people just talk so much shit about people. And Ace Von Johnson has been nothing but nice to me. Every time I see him, it couldn't be a nicer person. He comes over to me, comes over to Michelle, always says hello. He's always pro. We were on the cruise when, you know, the drama went down. He was playing with Faster Pussycat, and sadly, Tammy lost his fiance, and it was a tough time. But he was still always cool. And then you'll get people go, oh, you know, he dresses like this or he blows bubbles. At least he's got a gimmick. If you lined up LA Guns right now and you said, tell me which is the rock star, you'd point to him, you know, and that's, again, no offense to the other guys, but, you know.
No, it's true. It's true. Ace is another guy, kind of like me. He's always got a look. And I've seen him. We were neighbors for like 3 years, like literally like down the hallway from an apartment. So we hung out for quite a bit. And he and I were always dressed to go on stage. Pretty much, or we could go on stage and people would think we're dressed for stage at any time. And he's a good guitarist, you know, he fits that thing, and he, you know, he's got a cool look, he's got a cool vibe, and he's got his Iggy Pop back bending thing he does, and the bubble gum, and you know, it's a cool thing. It's his thing. My
point, probably for bringing it up, someone else mentioned it, but is that you can't believe everybody. Everybody talks shit. That's what the internet's about. It's why I'm not on social media. And you treat people the way they treat you, and you judge people the way they treat you. I find that is the way. Whatever happened with the Tammy situation? Very bizarre. Seems like a Columbo episode. I mean, there's not much to say about it. Tammy was on with us on the Christmas special, and Tammy's doing it as well as he can. He was dating somebody who was incredibly troubled, suffered from addiction. Tammy's been clean. This is all public information. I'm not talking out of school. And, you know, tragically, she decided to end her life at that point. And there was a video that the crew on the cruise could see. Tammy was not involved. That's another thing. People love to spread drama. And it's just terrible. But as far as, you know, people want to know about finding someone, you jump into the sea in the middle of the night, there's a good chance you won't be found. And it's terrible. I mean, it really is. It's like being there was shocking, considering I was with them 30 minutes before it happened. Just didn't seem real. And still in a lot of ways. I'm glad that Tammy's been able to continue, and he's been able to keep his sobriety, because it ain't easy. It ain't easy. So Emma Roberts was the daughter in We Are the Millers. That's a good movie, We're the Millers.
Yeah, it was cool. I literally never heard about that movie and ended up watching it because it was just kept coming on like one channel. I think I was watching. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never seen it from the beginning, but I've seen it all like in. Yeah.
Ryder is here, which I'm always happy to see.
What up, Ryder?
We'll have to have him back on soon. Emma Roberts is Julia Roberts' niece, Eric's daughter. That is true, yes. And she is also in an overlooked horror classic called Black Coat's Daughter. I don't even know what that is. I'll have to look into it. Okay. All right, let's get back to. I got sidetracked when I stopped to read the comments. But did we have a pointer? Or should we get to the stuff? Let's get to some stuff.
Let's get to some
I'll show
stuff.
you these. Before we get to the rare stuff, I'll show you some new stuff that's coming from Michelle's collection that is going to be opened on a future video. But these are these Thrill Joys that are. This is the hot thing now with the kids. This one's Bellatrix Lestrange, which was played.
What
by
is it? What is it?
I showed you before. I'll show you the Michael Myers one. I showed you that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That one is Helena Bonham Carter plays the character, but they're little figures, and they do an interesting variety to getting a chase. And I'll show you. Well, here's the creature. I actually think they look cooler than Funkos in a lot of ways. And
it's similar.
It's very similar, and it's from the guy who owned Funko, the former president. So they are similar, but I think they're a little bigger. They have a little more detail.
And what do they call them? What do they call it again?
They're called Thrill Joys, and they've kind of taken over Hot Topic and things like that. But this Bellatrix Lestrange, what's interesting about collecting them is 1 out of 6, you get a different character. So you might buy it to get her, but you might get this guy. And I like that idea because what happens is people will buy a lot of these to get that one, and then they'll sell the regular one cheap on eBay or whatever because there's more of the common ones. But it makes it gambling. It makes it fun to open this up and to see if you're going to get one of the rare ones. So these are from Michelle's collection. She has the new Lost Boys, David and Michael. David's eating the noodles or worms, as the case may be. And then on the back, you can see that the common is a normal Michael, then Michael is a vampire, and then Alan Frog is called the ultra rare chase. So a few of these boxes have an Alan Frog in it instead. Well, same thing with Kiefer or David. You get the vampire option, and then you get Edgar Frog. So if you want to have the Frog Brother Thrill Joys, it's like you got to open 400 boxes of these. I got myself the Dracula one.
Oh, that's
Michelle
cool.
has one too. And the chase, though, is the Wolfman. And then the Ultra Chase is the Invisible Man. They're fun toys. The only thing I complain about is that they might take up more space than even a Funko Pop. This is a big package. If you're an out-of-box collector, they're not so bad because the figures themselves aren't so bad. But the box, it's a lot of packaging. All right, Wednesday, let's show the people what they came to see.
Well, I got a couple of new things that were not just around the house, but you asked me about them last week, and I was going to wait till I unveiled them. But Trick or Treat Studios, who I buy so much stuff from, all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff, masks. I think they got the best toy line out there. And I hit them up and they were like, hey, would you want to promote these? And they sent me RoboCop action figures. And
Wednesday is an influencer.
Is that what I'm called?
Yeah. And so these are these available yet?
Yes, you can get these now. Yeah, they just came out. I think they were up for pre-order, but they're awesome.
I have a code in the description right now that'll get you $5 off. If you want to use it, go ahead and do that. Support the channel and get $5 off. Creep. That's pretty good. Yeah, think it over, creep. Yeah.
Bitches leave.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they're really cool. So you know what? I thought about opening them. I don't know. There's a couple of. I'm starting to get just like you were saying. How do you store all this stuff? I'm like I opened some figures the other day. I opened up all of the what's the ones called? The line that they have everywhere at Target, the Toonie Terras.
Yes, I like those.
I like them, but I've just been opening them. And I opened up Leatherface and Ash and a couple other ones I found, and The Exorcist. It made for a lot more space.
Sometimes you have to. And listen, not everything is going to be worth $1 million in the sealed box.
Yeah.
I mean, some things you can tell, But I think I want to get one of those signed by Peter Weller. There's a Star Trek convention here in Vegas, and he's going to be at
That'd
it.
be
Dr.
cool.
Peter Weller, yeah.
Yeah.
But those look
And-
really good.
Yeah, and today I got in the mail a pre-birthday thing, this cool book
Mhm.
of just crazy art. It's some awesome stuff. It might even inspire some tattoos. It's got such cool
That's like a
artwork.
coffee table book. I like that.
Yeah, it's got some really cool stuff in it, and just awesome pictures, and just it's even cooler than I thought it was going to be. Like, look at that. See, some of this stuff that could be tattoo stuff, you know.
Yeah, it looks like it as you're showing it.
So, and I'm getting tattooed in a week and a half, so we're still figuring out what I'm doing for my cover up. So, I got a few ideas, but like, it's just there's so much cool stuff in there. So
Looks great.
I got that today. So that was one of my gifts, and I got an Exorcist lunchbox and a couple other things. But yeah, that's the new stuff. That's not the show and tell stuff. That's pre-show and tell.
Yeah, same with the stuff that I was just showing. That's pre.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Does Wednesday have George Washington on his arm? Was that
I used to. I got him covered up.
You got it covered, yeah.
Yeah. That's the story of my daughter's friend asking me if I had George Washington on my arm, and it was actually the tall man from Phantasm.
Yeah, the late Angus Scrimm, yeah.
Yes. So
the Red Foreman action figure. That's a good point. That 70s show, Red Foreman. Let's see here. All right. For those of you who like bands that no one really remembered, Babylon AD, they did the sequel, RoboCop, and maybe the third one, The Kid Goes Wild, which was directed by Frank Miller. And they've been on the show a bunch of times. But anyway, I like that song. I'm a Kid Goes Wild fan. I'm a Babylon AD fan.
Me too. I liked them okay then, but like when I put on my glam shuffle of bands, and they shuffle all the same fucking bands on Spotify, at least on my playlist.
Too much, I think. Sometimes.
Too much. Like, there's not a lot of diversity. Like, Faster Pussycat Radio was whatever. But I forgot we were talking about. Just
Babylon AD has gotten better.
Yeah, sorry, I read a comment. Yeah, but I like it a lot better now. I like his voice. I always liked his voice, but they had some cool stuff, and the production on that record's pretty good. But do you remember? Because I was such a nerd for glam shit. Do you remember? Entertainment Tonight had the last 5 minutes of one episode where they interviewed Babylon AD. And showed their video. It was a preview for RoboCop 2, and they were like, they made prime time. It was like, oh my god, they're gonna be huge.
I thought for sure. I was in a Sam Goody record store with my friend. Went, what is this? Is this like the new Skid Row or like what? The songs were so catchy and had hooks, and unfortunately, not much came of them. But
yeah.
But
there's a really good ballad on there too, if I remember right. Track 4. Track 4.
They had one called Desperate, and then they had that might be on the second record, but they had one on that one too. They had a song called Mary. Everything. It's when I try to erase most of those bands from my memory. It's not difficult, but that was one that I still like.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's. I was going to say a Circus of Power is one of my favorites too, but I don't call that a hair band.
No, but they were kind of weird. They were they were just in that era, but they had all of their records are awesome. That Magic and Madness is when I discovered them, and that's still a cool record. Like, I'm going to make a mental note to play that again. That's a cool record.
Yeah. I think Alex is going to be back on the show, so maybe we'll have him come on during one of the lives we've been talking.
That'd be great, because I just literally saw a video of them today. Something said it was a video of him saying they were playing a show somewhere in Brooklyn. And I was like, you know what? I remember going to see them in front of like 50 people. I was expecting Circus of Power to be some super heavy metal band. And man, they came out and just tore my head off in a good way. It was awesome. And I was kind of scared of Alex. Like, he kind of made me jump back. I was like, he used to do that, yeah, and do the punch. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, that's where Rob Zombie got it. 100%.
No question. And Rob Zombie
no question.
Rob Zombie lived in New York. He was an art student. And at the time, he was dating Sean, I think was her name, who was in the band with him. And they would go see shows like a Circus of Power. So yeah, no question.
Well, the thing was, I was wearing a White Zombie T-shirt, and when I met him, he went, "Whoa!" He goes, "That guy's my neighbor," and I went, "No way!" And he goes, "Yeah, my girlfriend's the purple-haired girl in the Thunder Kiss video." And I think I was the first person he'd ever seen wearing a White Zombie shirt because they weren't Beavis and Butthead yet.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you can plainly hear that. Yeah, like he does it on all the songs.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get to these questions. There's a lot. There's a lot.
It's not a bad thing. I think that's the origination of that.
I know. I think so too. Are you into the band Crash Diet? I think I saw them, but I don't know if I liked it.
I toured with them when Michael Monroe and Wednesday 13 did a co-headline UK tour. They were the opener. So
did you like them, Michelle? She wasn't overly thrilled.
You know, I like their newer stuff a lot better than what I think they were playing when I played with them. But they've been around forever. They've had some horrible luck with vocalists and deaths and all kinds of crazy stuff. That's just too many to name, I think.
Yeah.
But I know they're kind of pioneers in that era of stuff, and they got a lot of fans and diehards, and they're still doing it, and they have not changed. They've literally stuck to that look, and when so many other people haven't.
Yes, someone mentioned Shiraz Lane. They've been on the show before, and I remember it was a tough interview for me. I saw them on a cruise, and they were very good, very good. And I had the singer on, and I kept saying, "Boy, you guys are like, the old school Warren." And he kept trying to tell me how serious they were. No, we're and it was a tough interview because I'm trying to sell them to the audience that I think would enjoy them. And then he's telling me how like deep the lyrics are. And a lot of these Finnish bands and Swedish bands, as you know, English is not their first language. I give them a lot of credit. But like Michelle likes the 69 Eyes, who also toured with you many times. And sometimes their English is also a little different. And you can see that sometimes they're fans of these things, American culture, and then they'll just write a song about it, like the Outsiders. Do it for Johnny, the outside, and we're gonna rumble.
No, I can give you a perfect example of 69 Eyes, and they do speak really good English. I can't speak any, so like they are.
They say the same. I can speak their language. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not making fun of them, but just to give you an example of how the language and things are different. He used to introduce me on stage, or he would introduce our band because we were supporting them in Germany years ago. And he was like, "We're going to," and this is my Yerky, and he's my friend, so I can, I'm sure they could do it. I'm sure they could do an impersonation of me too. But he would say, "We're going to, we want to dedicate this next song to Wednesday 13, Mr. Motherfucker," and he goes, "Frankenhooker, you suck." And I was just like, I don't know if that's the best, because there was a song called Frankenhooker, and that's the chorus. But I was just like, I don't know if you saying you suck is the way.
The timing might have been, might have been off, but the thought, the thought was there. I would like to hear Yerky do an impression of you. They're Finnish.
I would love
right?
it. I would, yeah.
So
I've known those guys for so long. Like I've known them for 25 years. It's fucking crazy.
Wow. But I want to hear a Finnish Nashville,
He's
my favorite.
My friend is from West Virginia and dates the guitarist in Amon Amarth, and he's a Swedish guy. And she gets videos of him on her Facebook of him talking redneck, and like it's so
That's great.
He goes, "I think I'm going to go over yonder there."
That we can.
I want to go over yonder there. It's ridiculous.
I see Cornelius delle Horse I got into the Bay City Rollers lately. You ain't missing out on that band. Bay City Rollers is badass. Inspired the Ramones and tons of other bands. And Sweet and Bay City Rollers, if you're looking for some good pop hooks, those bands have you covered. I probably would listen to that more than some of these other things. All right, let's see. And then we'll... who is the next band I'm going to see at the Sphere? It's a good question. It's a toss-up between the Backstreet Boys and Metallica. That's what it's. And it just depends who plays first. I'm not as big a Metallica fan as I once was, but I mean, look, they certainly made some history, and it's a miracle they're still around. I want to go to see this Ramones thing at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Probably already sold out, but they're doing the 50th anniversary of the Ramones. And they're going to have a band called Cretin something. And the band is Tim Armstrong from Rancid, who I like. Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day, who I like. The drummer is Travis Barker. I'm not sure I would think of him as a punk drummer, but I'm sure
he's awesome. He's good. I think he would be just fine.
So, I mean, he fits. And then CJ Ramone on bass, which it doesn't get better, the man who carried the legacy, playing in a graveyard. But I have a feeling it probably
when is that?
August, I think.
I'm home in August, so
let's
maybe
let's look into it. Maybe we can.
That'd be cool.
It's hosted by a little-known musician, artist. He's not a musician. John Travolta.
Oh, old JT.
Old JT. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I looking back on it now, I think Face Off might be one of the greatest, worst movies ever. Yeah,
it's
good stuff.
Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to get through some of these.
You can buy all kind of Face Off items on like Amazon, like Face Off blankets, slippers with one face on one side. Like, it's ridiculous.
I saw this actress, Dominique Swain, is going to be at the Hollywood show, and I was trying to remember what she was in. I know she was in the movie version of Lolita, but then she's the daughter in Face Off. I think that might be her big credit. But anyway, I got some show and tell today, and you got some show and tell. I think I try to theme it a little bit of monsters, but I'm going to start with an action figure. You might have this. You probably do. This to go into a Creature from the Black Lagoon kind of theme. I'm bringing out Uncle Gil.
Uncle Gilbert.
Yeah, one of the coolest figures because it's a deep character. I mean, talk about.
I opened mine. He's a little beat up, but I have him. But yeah, he's super cool, and he's a rare kind of, or he's a deep cut of the series.
He's a little pricey these days too. This is one of the ones that did increase in value because he was the rare one, as they say.
Yeah, I opened that entire series. You put the staircase together that makes Spike, and it's I wish I wouldn't have opened it, but again, the packaging's so big on that, I didn't know how to display it. So
it also sounds fun to build the staircase. I
told you. It looks cool.
I wanted to build Piper's Pit right there, and then I couldn't bring myself to do it. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I had to keep it in a box. I'm thinking about buying another one to stock and one to rock. But all right, so that's the first odd item that I broke out. Wednesday, why don't you show us something?
Well, I was just walking through the house, and this popped out to me because I've been looking at VHSs over the last week, and I have an old boxed copy of 10 to Midnight, Charles Bronson.
Very cool.
And it's a letterbox edition. This is back when movies cost like $80 if you bought it. But it's got the Please Rewind the Tape, Video America. It's beat up on this side, but actually, I think it's even broken. Like, I opened it up. I was going to play it one day, and I was like, oh, man. It's fucked. But it's just cool to see a piece of history because this stuff doesn't. Yeah. This is,
So VHS is back. I learned this recently. It's collectible. That's probably worth a lot of money.
Look at that drawing, by the way. Look how he's 10 to midnight holding his hand.
Yeah. But these kind of VHSs, a lot of these things never went onto DVD. A lot of things were edited. A lot of things were changed. And VHS has become incredibly collectible. People are bringing VHS to conventions to get signed. And, of course, Menachem and Golden Globus.
You knew it was good if it had the Canon logo. You knew it.
I probably threw so many VHS tapes out thinking it was over. But they are back, and they are collectible. And maybe for people who don't understand what you were saying, there was a time when video stores would have to buy the movie so that the studio would make money. So they would charge them like $80 to have one in your store. And then if you wanted to buy a VHS tape, you were going to pay $80 because it was a hot item. They didn't want it to compete with the movie industry. I've told this story a few times, but there was Betamax, there was VHS, and there was Laserdisc. My father thought Laserdisc, that's going to be the better one. My father always, he was like Clark Griswold or something. He always like, we're gonna get ahead of it. We're gonna get this thing from Japan, and then like halfway through the movie, like Star Wars was 4 discs. You had to turn it over 4 times, and in Betamax were really small, and a lot of people thought Beta was going to win the war, and what happened was the adult industry settled on VHS. And what happened was Hollywood had to follow because they would you could crank out 10 adult movies a week. Back then, a Hollywood movie, you get 1 or 2 a month. And because adult was going to replicate more VHS won the format war. So we can thank the adult industry for the format that we don't have anymore.
I remember going into one of the first video stores in my town and seeing the different sizes and being a little kid and just not even fully understanding what I'm looking at. I knew they were movies. We didn't even have a VCR. So I just kind of knew what one was, but just trying to put that together. Like, what am I looking at? Why is this one this size? And this one's, is it longer? Is it, does it play longer? Yeah. So,
Angry Video Game Nerd. I haven't watched it, but I know it's a big channel. Lloyd from Troma talks about it a lot. Laserdisc was better quality, but quality doesn't always win. That is true. You watch half these podcasts out there. Do you miss tour managing? Would you want to tour manage again? I get a lot of offers, to be honest, more than you would believe. And so far, I'm not interested. Maybe one day. It was not something I ever really wanted to do. Tour managing is like choosing the smallest straw, or when somebody says, all right, if you want to tour manage, step forward, and all your friends step back. It's really a thankless job, and it would depend on the people. If I was doing my own project, I tour managed my own band, that was fine. But I don't think I'm going to look to work with people so much. And people are difficult. People are assholes. All types of people. So I'm enjoying.
It's a difficult job.
Yeah, and even being the artist, that, and in a lot of ways, you are also your tour manager. I mean, you have someone who travels, but it's your band, it's your name, it's your brand, and you have to be involved in the decisions on the flights and the travel. Yeah, it's yours. You're paying for it.
It's tough. It's tough. Everybody's got little quirks and little things, and you got to work. And when it doesn't work, it's just it can get exhausting. But it's a full-time job. But yeah, it's tough. It's a tough business.
I give credit to the people who are good at it, because there are some really good tour managers who know how to babysit and time manage and referee and all of those things. And it's not easy because artists are stupid. They think you're booking the wrong flight, or they should be getting this. Somebody told me, somebody that we both know was telling me about a band, and their member was like, there was like a tsunami or something. There was an earthquake, or I don't know, a twister. And he said, from now on, I'm never flying through O'Hare Airport again, and I'm never flying United. And it's like, that's not why you had flight problems.
Yeah.
there was a twister, and that's what happens with musicians a lot. They don't. Most musicians don't make good business people and musicians. For everyone who's great at it, and there are some, there's more who can do one or do the other. And if you're a tour manager, you're right in the middle, and it could be awkward. But anyway, but so far I've turned down some things that you would find significant, but not to me. How would you teach a class? I've thought about it. Maybe one day. There are definitely a lot of secrets to dealing with situations, and there's better than others. You don't need the stress. You see in peace. Well, thank you. I'm definitely.
It's yeah, and you've learned the experience of this stuff. You could teach people things, and like I had my one of my drivers is in a band, and he comes on the bus sometimes and he goes, Wednesday, I got to pick your brain. I got to ask you stuff because he's an upcoming band and stuff, and he'd ask all these questions, and I was like, why do you want to know this from me? And he's like, dude, you could be a manager. You know all this shit. And I went, you're right. I do know all this shit.
You also started your career at a young age. You were literally a Southern bumpkin,
Yeah.
and you went around the world with a legacy artist and got an education, and now have to run your own business. Which is tough. And it's also tough when you're friends with people you work with and all these things, because, shit happens.
No, it's crazy. Like I said, with my band, I've got all my guys that are in my band are my friends, but it's just weird because I'm the boss, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it'll never separate it that way. We hang out, but I still feel like, hey, you want to go hang out with the boss? Probably not.
I say that about our friendship. We don't work together. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll come out and film a video every now and then, but it makes it easier. I just saw a question. Someone said they want, how do I rate Monty Melnick as a tour manager? He's one of the greatest of all time. You want to learn about tour managing, by Monty Melnick's book. He was the tour manager for the Ramones, and they were all psychotic. Drug addicts, alcoholics, every problem you could think of, one Ramone had. Johnny and Joey Ramone didn't speak to each other for 20 years. I mean, you talk about a dynamic, and he was amazing at dealing with it. He's been on the show, and he told a lot of the stories. His most famous story, and it's true because I feel like every band I've worked with, this happens. He said after the show, the Ramones would always go to like the nearest 7-Eleven to buy milk and cookies. And they would walk around the store, and he said that this old woman came up to him and said, "It's so nice that you take care of these special needs boys." She thought they were handicapped from the getting out of the van. And I can tell you from people I worked with, there's no question that people were looking at like, oh, here comes the Special Olympics. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but anyway. So yeah, that's yeah. What does this say here? Your tour videos are great. They made it all seem like a great group of friends, and you personally made me want to go see a band. Too bad it fell apart. Yeah. Well, if you maybe you learn not to do it after that. Yeah. The thing about my tour diaries is I was so happy to share it with people, and I really did it because my YouTube channel wasn't built on that. It was already together, and the only way I could really afford to travel was to keep making the tour videos and keep my channel going. And also, I thought people would like to see what my life was like traveling, because it's a unique life. The way I toured was different than the way Wednesday tours or the way that anyone tours. And I thought
you fly everywhere, which is crazy to think about that every day. Like I fly to one time to get a tour started, and then maybe at the end.
Right. Maybe you'll see it on the way home. Yeah. And so, as Johnny came into the band, Johnny was my friend. We would get ourselves into crazy situations, stuff that could only happen on the road. One day it was pouring rain out, and I go, I'm going to go get a hoodie. And I come back, and Johnny goes, hey, the guy at the front desk gave me the keys to his car. I go, who does that? Like they said we could just drive somewhere in his car. And the car was a mess. And then the guy had a picture of his girlfriend, and then Johnny has to go comment on all this back to the guy. But like, these were the things that were funny. And the only reason I don't continue to share them is sometimes there's people you don't like. And I also think, why would I promote something that I'm not a part of and that I don't really want to promote? and that's why it's not up. Would I continue to travel and make videos? Of course. There's so much stuff, and people have seen I've edited some of those videos to show the stuff that I think. Why was Vince Neil's tour assistant and personal assistant? Boy, I would tell you that it was a tough job. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Well, thank you. Dana Strum is Vince Neil's. He hired the guy who's Vince's assistant, and yeah, I mean, Vince Neil's a troubled guy. You know, you can't help but feel compassion for him. I've been around him, and I feel for the guy. But I wouldn't want to work with him. There's a lot of people that I've met and I know, and they're great, but I don't think I would want to work with them. So anyway, I get so confused when I read some of these comments. Monaco is the man. Ramones on Regis and Kathy Lee was an awkward fun watch. Oh, it's great. Ramones on Regis and Kathy Lee is up there. Anything Ramones do is good. The adventures of Jason and Johnny were always so fun. Well, you might see some of those again down the road. I told Johnny, I go, Johnny, I liked when he came on the show and would show off his invisible dog or yell at the neighbors on the balcony next to him. That's what I enjoyed. All this music shit is not that interesting. Anyway, so that's that. So let's get back to show and tell. Let's show and let's tell. Okay, is it my turn? It might be my turn. Did you show? Oh, yeah, you showed the VHS.
Yes.
All right, here's an item, not an incredibly rare item, but definitely a cool item. This is Creature from the Black Lagoon, assorted sour gummy fish.
Ooh.
And you can get this at the Dark Universe. Is that what it's called? It sounds racist, right? Doesn't the Dark Universe sound racist? I should read some of my racist comments later on my videos. They're ridiculous. Anyway, they're little gummy fish in there that the creature enjoys for nourishment. And I picked this up and I thought, this is such a bizarre item. And so,
did you get that at the Universal Studio thing
in Orlando? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to buy everything they had, but I'm like, how am I going to get it home?
They've got a lot of cool stuff. They had a Dracula I got there recently. Like last month, we ate food over there or whatever, and I went to the store, and it was like they got a tall Dracula. The box art looks stupid, but he looks pretty cool out of the box, so I opened him.
Dracula is the tough character because when they don't use the Bela Lugosi license, it could look bad. Some look good. They also have a new universe, and they explain it in this Dark Universe. When you go on the rides, you're not looking at Bela Lugosi's Dracula. This is like a descendant, and they explain it like this is not the Frankenstein monster. This is a Frankenstein monster who was created by Frankenstein's granddaughter. It makes me feel a little better than looking at them and going, "Oh, what the hell is that?" There's more than one creature from the Black Lagoon, so that I like. All right, over to you.
All right, what else have I got here?
Johnny and Vanessa love story was great. Wednesday, did you see the episode when the woman came to Johnny's apartment and said she wanted to check for a leak? Did you see that one?
Yes.
And he lets her in, and she goes into the bathroom, and Johnny's filming the whole show. Her name was Vanessa, and she gave Johnny her phone number, and I had to edit it out of the video because it was in the video. But the funny story, at the end of the day, Johnny bought her apartment, and he now lives in Vanessa's apartment. He kicked her out, though, I think. But anyway, the good old days. All right, over to you, Wednesday.
I may have showed this before, but it's just hard to display this thing, and currently I don't have it displayed anywhere. It's just getting kicked around this other room. But I framed this. This is a He-Man. It's a film cell.
Oh, I like that. Wow.
So it's all the different, if you take this apart, it's a bunch of different sheets that they put together to make Skeletor walking with Too Bad and Modulock. But you can read here, it was a Filmation. It's got the date on it, which I can't read right now, which I'll look in a minute. But some guy, and forgive me for not knowing his name, but I see him at all the conventions. I'll probably see him this weekend. But he loved my band and he knew I loved He-Man. And one day he came by and goes, "Hey, I got these for you." And I'm like, "What?" And he just gave these to me, and like they were just in these big envelopes. And I took them home, and I had one weird frame that kind of fit them somehow to display it. 'Cause I didn't know how to display it.
That is a
Um,
great piece.
but yeah, this says it's from 1984, 12/13/84. This one was 1/15/85. So pretty cool.
Um, hold on one second. The question: if we could only collect items based on one character, what character could it be? I don't know if I could answer that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
But they
Leatherface.
start.
I got a lot of him, but if that'd suck just to collect one thing.
I start with one thing, like this is all creature, and then I have vacation, and then I couldn't do one thing. I got a Ramones collection, but I don't think I could pick one. We're talking about He-Man a little bit. At the top of the show, I was saying how I was watching cartoons, and last night I had this thing on like after school cartoons, and first it was Channel 13, Los Angeles. The guy's voice I recognized right away, but he tried to say Los Angeles like Spanish, like Los Angeles. Oh boy. But Robotech was the first cartoon. I don't think I liked it, so I skipped it.
Right.
He-Man was next, and then Michelle wanders in, and I go, oh, like I don't know if Michelle's going to understand He-Man or appreciate it. And then the problem is, we watched 2 episodes. Neither one had Skeletor in it. This one episode, there was a big giant, and Orko called him a monster. And he wasn't a monster. And we learned the lesson at the end of the episode was don't judge people because they look like monsters. Don't call them monsters. I'm paraphrasing. But basically, this guy was collecting creatures. He called them creatures, like a freak show. And he was going to tour them around and show them off on his freak show. And He-Man had to put an end to that. And then He-Man yelled at the guy and he said, "You should be nicer to these creatures." And I'm thinking, I don't know if creatures is the nicest term to call these things. One was a 2-headed man. He wasn't a creature. He was a 2-headed man. But she seemed to enjoy it. But I don't think she got the full He-Man effect, which was the good versus evil and Skeletor. And Orko was kind of the most annoying character.
He's Jar Jar Binks before Jar Jar Binks.
He was the original, but you liked it, right? Yeah, she liked it. She was. I can tell when the phone goes up and she scrolls, it's a no. But she kind of had it down and was kind of watching. And I don't know, when he turns into He-Man, he did turn into He-Man twice in this episode. That's a big plus. But so I went down the rabbit hole and I go, I got to get some Alan Oppenheimer autographs. And so do you. I've walked by the guy. He's like, I think he's give or take 200 years old. And
probably
he's the voice of Skeletor. He's the voice of Cringer. And then I think he's the voice of like 10 other characters. And then the guy who voiced He-Man recently passed away. He was the voice of a million other characters. They were trying to save money. He's Man-at-Arms also, Alan Oppenheimer. And so I thought we better get some stuff. I have a picture with him. What's that? Tom Selleck. And Michelle asked if he was Tom Selleck. She thought we were watching a Magnum cartoon because he took off the helmet, and she's not wrong. Man-at-Arms looked like Tom Selleck, and
they probably wanted him to look like that.
Probably, and I had to explain that he's black now in the movie, and that his daughter is Puerto Rican, but that's neither here nor there. But as I was watching it, I was like really just appreciating these He-Man cartoons that I watched as a kid. Because as a kid, I kind of thought they were stupid most of the time, but I still watched.
Yeah, like I said, the cartoons are okay. They never even competed with G.I. Joe in my mind. Like G.I. Joe seemed serious and real for a little kid. Now,
the G.I. Joe franchise is about to be ruined by
let's hope not.
Kenny Powers. He has a streak of ruining things.
Well, Well,
And
that is because he was working with the green guy. I don't think he's
yeah,
involved in this.
I think he's
Uh,
not, and he says it's going to be serious. Um,
yeah.
uh,
And he
I
and
do
I
not
did I
watch.
didn't realize that he's my age. He's 76. He's
I,
50.
you're
Um,
76. You look good for it. Uh,
yeah.
uh,
Thank you. Thank you.
no,
Uh,
yes, he's 49. You turn 50 at the end of the year. Yeah.
so did some interview this week and he talked about it and he based it off of the comics because the first comics, Cobra is in a town called Springfield and they're sort of like hiding in this town and he's sort of basing it off the comics and he talked about the dreadnoughts. He talked about a bunch of cool stuff and it
Hmm.
sounded more like the cartoon. And I think that's what they are trying to go for. So just putting it out there. If you guys need any extras, any dreadnoughts, any Zartans, I'm your man.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. That's a good role for you. I didn't go watch the GI Joe movies. I was over it. I didn't see those. Anything
I
with The
get it.
Rock in it, I don't usually watch. Um, how were the GI Joe movies?
I can appreciate them. Um, I was, I didn't like them. I watched them drunk, angry when they first came out, and then I watched them on a tour not long ago, and I'm like, these aren't that bad. Um, the Snake Eyes Storm Shadow fighting's pretty awesome. But it's nothing like the cartoon. The closest thing to a cartoon character you get is Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. But as far as the other people looking like them, I think Brendan Fraser's in it for 5 minutes and he plays Flint and he looks just like him. And that's the only glimpse of going, whoa, that's like the cartoon. And then it's just, what? You're who? You're what? You're Duke? What? It doesn't
Yeah,
make.
I needed to look like it. The He-Man movie paid off. The
Yeah,
characters I remember were there.
exactly.
I bought all the GI Joe toys. I had the hovercraft in the bathtub. I mean, all of it. I loved it. And then I lost interest. He-Man got me back. The nostalgia brought it back. We
Yep.
wondered, and we all said the movie's going to be bad. You did not. You said you had a good feeling about it, and I think you
Yeah.
were right.
Yeah. I'm glad I was right because I didn't know, but I'm
Mhm.
glad.
You hope that it appeals to more people is the question, and that's what we have to hope for GI Joe as well. Horror Chick 71, thank you so much for the super chat. Did you by chance grab the collector's edition Halloween video game? Pre-orders just went on sale. I'm not a big gamer, but it comes with a really cool Michael figure, which I really want. I got to look into it more. I knew they
I
made a
think Trick
video
or
game.
Treat put that out, I believe, right?
They might have a board game. I'm not sure, but
I
I have
think I
high
think I
hopes.
saw them advertising it.
Well,
So
Nick Castle went and acted it out for them. I know that they use his likeness. It depends what video game system it's on. I don't have it yet though, but
I'm gonna
you
have to take a
never know.
bathroom break. I'll be back. I had a
Oh,
good coffee before we started, and it's running right through me. So I'll
all
be
right.
right back.
I will be here. I'll take
All right.
over. All right, hold on. Wednesday will be back in just a minute. Okay, I'm taking a look. Rest in peace, LG Chainsaw 2. I'm not sure who that is. So I have to spell it out for me, and then I'll understand. Yeah, knowing is half the battle, definitely. Okay, let's see. I think Wednesday ordered the He-Man sword. That's the sword that you drink out of at the movie theater, for the record. He has a power sword already. I haven't done it yet, but it could happen. Master Universe streams in 2 weeks on Amazon. I'm still thinking about going to the theater one more time. I think it's possible. PS5. I'm considering getting a PS5. We've been talking about that for a while, right? PS5. Yeah, I want one. Scream and Halloween both have the same weapon, but only one is MK2. I don't know what that means. You might have to explain it. I'm a little slower in my old age. The G.I. Joe animated movie was the best. I don't know if I remember. I'm sure that I saw, but Jason, love the pictures on your wall. Very cool. Well, thank you. I don't even know what's back there. I think the stamps. Yeah, the stamps. I forgot you could see the reflection of the light in the thing. But all right, Close up of that Frankenstein bust in the background. All right, I can make that happen. Hold on. This is one of the coolest things of my recent. I got this last year. Believe it or not, this was a Spirit Halloween item. Isn't that crazy? And that creature from the Black Lagoon statue that I inherited, that statue goes for $700, $800 easy now. This thing was like 40 or 50 bucks. And I think that this looks just as good as that creature. Hold on, when's this back? All right. There. Where the hell did he go? Hold on. All right, there you go.
There I am.
Somebody was asking to see this, and I was saying I got this at Spirit Halloween, and maybe it was like 40 or 50 bucks. The details are great, and it's officially licensed. And I was saying that statue right there of the creature, that's like a $700, $800 statue. And I honestly can't.
I think it might be more than that.
It's pricey. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say at my store, if that's the same. Is that the sideshow one?
Yeah.
I think they sell it at my store for $1,500. It's been there for 15 years because no one's going to pay that amount of money. I think they're selling it for twice the amount.
It might
but
be
it's awesome. Yeah, I want it.
I had two. This one has a little bit of damage to one of the claws or whatever. And I sold the other one. I didn't need to. And I think I sold it for about $700, $800.
It's cool.
This is going back a few years, but I do love it. And Creature was my favorite character. All right, let's see here. People enjoying it. What happened to my action figure? They're around here somewhere. The other day, I almost stepped on it, and I got scared, and I told Michelle, I think there's a tarantula on the floor. You got to come here and kill it. And this is a true story. And this is what it actually was. Yeah, it is me as the devil figure.
Oh, that's the one that the guy made, right?
Yeah, I got a whole collection of them. I don't know.
You have to make me face up against the biggest spider in the universe.
Yes, I thought it was a spider, and Michelle is much tougher. Michelle is much tougher than I am. And okay, hold on. Then we'll get back to. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. And yes, Creature. I have Creature bust, and I can't wait to find him a home. Yes, I understand. I'm a fan of a good bust.
I have a bust being made for me. Someone contacted me, and they're sending me, I think, a cool horror bust, but they're working on a slee stack for me.
Nice. That's a cool one. But Jason, are you excited about Tarantino's Cliff Booth movie? Michael Mann's Heat 2. I don't really care about Heat so much. It's hot enough in Vegas. I do want to see Cliff Booth because I liked the first one. Tarantino did not direct this one. I think Tarantino's overrated. I know cinephiles hate when you say that, but I some things I like, some things I don't. But I will see that. And no, Cliff Booth could not beat Bruce Lee. That was the only problem I had with the first movie. They were prejudiced against Bruce Lee. Yeah. All right, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Did I show something? Or did you show something? Who's up?
I think you didn't you just show something? I think
maybe the gummies.
I don't remember.
Well,
all right,
have something handy?
I do. This is a weird toy that I still have in the package, but he's also got someone cut a hole out where I could take him out. But
wow,
do you remember these Fisher Price people? These were the coolest, weirdest toys, and he'll come out of here. But like what the fuck is this guy?
I remember you telling me about it, and now that I'm looking at it, I remember. Yeah.
So they had all these different figures. Like it was the Star Wars action figure craze then. And this line put out this whole weird line of space figures. I have a couple of them.
Those are like bathtub toys.
Yes, absolutely. But these are like the space vehicles you could get with it. And there was a store that my dad used to go to. This guy's name is Brainoid, by the way. He's just a brain.
Like the Metalunar Mutant.
Yeah, it's really cool. But there was a store that my dad used to take me to like some of my earliest memory. I had to be like 5 or 6, and there was a place called Sky City. It was like a department store, but we used to take this bridge to go take it, and I literally was so young I thought we had to go into the sky to go to Sky City. And I was like, "Oh man, Sky City's got the best toys, Daddy. Can we go? Can we go to Sky City?" Like I really thought we were going into the sky to get these toys, which
Yeah,
made
like
it even cooler. That's why I'm obsessed with toys.
Greasy Nuts asks, is there any decent live footage of Frankenstein drag queens? Everything looks like VHS. Well, that's all that there's.
All it is, VHS, and it's a bunch of good, decent VHS stuff. It's all on YouTube. Unfortunately, people uploaded all the stuff before I could. It's all my personal home videos. Every video you see is from my camera.
It's wild.
Yeah. So, but I still have all that stuff, but unfortunately there's one pro shot video, and that's on YouTube as well, from a radio show that we were somehow able to get on and drive everybody crazy. But, there's a lot of footage out there, but nothing amazing.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's the time. All right. I'm going to show you something here. This is a rarity. This is a CD. I'm going to show a CD that I've been tripping over this CD every day, and I said it might be funny for show and tell. This is Vanilla Ice's heavy metal album called "Hard to Swallow," and it is autographed by Vanilla Ice, and it, of course, it is a promo copy, as you can tell by the cutout. Do you remember this?
A lot of people played on that. That's done by, if you do me look at the credits, but I believe it's produced by Ross Robinson, right?
Let's take a look. These are, I don't know my glasses. Hold on. Let's take a look.
Which is crazy that this production's on this, and the people may not know this, but I know the inside because I was there, kind of.
Isn't that funny? Well, this is a time when like Korn and these type of bands were big, and this was an interesting gimmick. These are the worst fonted credits ever. I bet you I could just go on Wikipedia and read it better.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's Ross Robinson produced it. Ross Robinson did the first Korn album.
I met him once. I remember him.
And I believe he did Sepultura before that, maybe. But he did Slipknot's first album. So he's known as the guy that gets in the studio with the band. He hypes them. He'll literally, like, he used to stand in front of Joey to get Joey to play more intense. He would, like, literally hype him up and stand, and never seen a producer do that kind of stuff. So he was hired to do Vanilla Ice, and they brought in Shannon Larkins, the drummer on this, and Casey Chaos from Amen, who they were both in the band Amen at the time. He plays guitar and bass on it. And I think that was the band on that album. So I've never listened to it. I know Shannon Larkin's a killer drummer, so it's probably got some awesome drumming on it, if anything.
It sounded, look, I haven't listened to it in 20 years. I met Ross Robinson. He might have been at a Korn concert, but I remember it being, the novelty was there's a heavy metal version of Ice Ice Baby, and it's kind of fun. I mean, as far as novelties go, and I remember not thinking this record was terrible. The drummer is Shannon Larkin of Ugly Kid Joe and Godsmack. Keyboards were Scott Borland of Big Dumb Face, which he's probably related to Wes Borland. Yes. Scotty Mayo of Snot and Seven Dust.
Yeah.
Doug Ardito of Cellophane and Puddle of Mud, and turntablist DJ Swamp Beck and Ministry. Miami, Vanilla Ice took an interest after performing as a member of a Miami grunge band, able to produce the relationship with Ross Robinson. And
Ross went on and he did a Cure album too. After
that's interesting. I didn't think I knew that.
Yeah, when I met him, I was hanging out at the Rainbow and had dinner when Joey introduced me to him, and he was everyone was congratulating him because he had just got the Cure record. And so whatever 2010 3 Cure album.
It might have
That
been called maybe Blood Flowers. I'm not sure. That's the one I
but he did,
remember around
but
that
he
time.
did that. So
Yeah. Right before Vanilla Ice, he produced Cold, the band Cold. So he has a thing. It looks like the Cure record he did was just called The Cure in 2004.
okay.
Not an original title, but we'll let it slide. He did Corn 3 after that. But anyway, it's an interesting record, and it's probably a lost collector's item, and I'm glad I have it. And I'm glad I got him to sign it as well. But not something you see every day. And again, Ice Ice Baby, the heavy metal version, is probably the highlight. Did Robinson do Follow the Leader? I don't think he did, but I'm not positive.
Maybe.
Maybe
I'm
he
not sure.
did.
Maybe not. But if you want to hear some killer records that you probably didn't hear, I talk about the band Amen, A-M-E-N. They were a band that, if you saw that band live and know those 3 albums they put out, that was the closest thing to old school punk rock, feeling like you might get hurt at a show watching that band. It was awesome.
A lot of people interested in this. I also did not like the Blood Flowers album, and I'm a Cure fan. I'm with the. It was just so boring, and yeah. All right, let's see. I didn't know there was a metal version of Ice Ice Baby. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people go check it out tonight. Tonight, Vanilla Ice is going to go. What the hell happened? My YouTube and Spotify just blew up. That it's back. We're back. Anyway, the 300 people have stayed with us for the majority of this show.
People are checking shit out. I did a live thing on Instagram earlier today and had close to 200 people, because I was opening up the mail and getting gifts and reading mail and answering questions, and so lots of
I'm surprised you could fit it in your schedule.
I know. I made it work.
You're a busy guy. Let's see. I got one more. You got anything else?
I do. I was looking through my vinyl and I picked out a bunch of weird records. I won't dwell on each one too long, but
I like weird records.
But I got weird stuff. This is stuff I used to go to the store and just get. So one of the weird ones I got is the Statler Brothers Holy Bible double album.
Love it.
And it's literally them talking, and they're like, it goes, even though he hated him, or like just this, like they do passages and then they'll go into these songs, and you got in the beginning, and it's the Oak Ridge Boys telling you the Bible. It's I've used it on some of my old Frankenstein Drag Queen records, but I slowed it down. We're talking like this, and he goes, even as great as he was, there was those that wanted to kill him. That's on one of my Frankenstein Drag Queens records. So we got a Statler Brothers Holy Bible album, Captain Kangaroo, Good Morning Captain, with all the folks. You got Mr. Bainter, Debbie, Homer the weird dog, Dennis, Mr. Moose, and Mr. Green Jeans up in the corner looking like.
Mr. Green Jeans was my favorite.
So that's another one, and then I picked this up at Amoeba for a quick $3.99. Soul Man.
Oh man,
yeah. I was going to get C. Thomas Howe to sign it. I just haven't got it signed yet.
It definitely needs it.
And then one of my prized possessions I've had for many, many years. People say, "What is Stallone's greatest movie?" You might say First Blood. You might say Rocky, but you also might say Rhinestone. I mean, this is great. All these great songs, Drinkenstein, that he sings the studio version. I don't want to fall in love. I just want to fall in bed. These are good stuff. Too much water. Like, what is that song about? Is there too much water?
You should do a cover. Wednesday 13 performs the music of Rhinestone.
I found a He-Man vinyl.
Whoa.
Old school He-Man vinyl.
Alan Oppenheimer needs to sign that.
Yeah, this is pretty old and vintage. And then the other last weird one I had, someone mailed me a while ago. was the $6 Million Man Christmas album.
That's incredible. Wow, this is good stuff.
Yeah, here for Christmas adventures. So this Christmas I'll be breaking it out, and
In it, yeah.
yeah, and that's the
Maybe
only
we could-
other.
Maybe you could come on and we'll spin it live on the Christmas special.
Oh
I
wow,
can't
we
imagine
could.
that's copywritten.
No, probably not. It's yeah, Peter Pan Industries, Newark, New Jersey, 1978. We could listen to it, and out of the funny ones, I did have two awesome ones. I got my autographed Twisted Sister, I'm Me, 12-inch single, autographed by D and
AJ Perro, may rest in
Yeah.
peace.
yeah, I met them at the same time, and D signed the original copy of Under the Blade because they changed it later with a different color, I believe. Yeah, isn't the first album the one where they changed the cover to yellow?
I thought so.
Yeah. But
I
either way,
had it on vinyl when I was a kid. It's been a while. Yeah,
I just loved how they look like this. It's so weird how they would do this, and then they would do this, totally stripped down like motorcycle gang dudes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing here. Here they are, chicks, and then on the back, like I dare you to fuck with us.
You need to get the other two guys on there.
Yes, I do. I
Or
do.
three. I've been looking to see a date where I could go see the new Twisted Sister.
I would love to. I'd love to see that.
I'm going to take a quick insulin break right now as we speak. Yeah. Not every show do you see people injecting themselves, but now that I'm doing it, I'm sure others will try. All right. Tomorrow there'll be 10 podcasts with guys injecting themselves. It's going to be the new thing. You know, if I want to get 300 people to watch, I'm
Let
going
me
to
inject.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. All right, let's see here. All right, I'll show one more thing. It's a series of things, kind of like what you just did. But
Yeah.
I also inherited these from my friend, who I convinced to buy them. And these were Universal Monsters sold. Universal Studios sold Universal Monster sippers, and they used to have a restaurant called Frankenstein's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was broke, but I told. Look at this. It was $4.99 at one point, but
Wow.
but I told him, you got to get these, and so he got them. And when he passed away, I got them. So they made Frankenstein. They don't have anything cool like this anymore. I mean, I would
No.
love to walk around the park with my Bride of Frankenstein sipper. Although if you're looking to sip, you could get more sip out of Frankenstein than the Bride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It depends. I don't know if you're into quantity but and then who could forget the Mummy, which actually looks really cool. I mean, it looks.
Yeah, they all look pretty decent. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's in his sarcophagi. This is when things still looked like they should. It was $9 at Universal, crossed out. It must have been like a clearance. But you would twist the top off, and then you would sip away. And I remember when I convinced him to buy these, I also convinced him to buy, where is it? They used to sell like soda and things in the stores. And this was the Dracula Cool Tops Scary Berry drink. And it's officially licensed by Universal. And I don't know. Now, so I made him buy a bunch. He bought things like in 2s and 3s. And the drink like exploded out of it. Like somehow the Very Berry Vitamin C 100% drink didn't hold up. But it was all about that top. And then you could crack Dracula's head open. And then inside, you could suck on his blood or berry juice. And
Wow.
yeah. But I love these kind of things. This is the kind of stuff.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and yeah, it's stuff that you just don't see every day. I think that's the first time I've actually popped his head off like that. But I think that's all I got for today's episode of fun. But I mean, listen, we We covered a lot of ground. The people are
Yeah.
just piling in. They're piling in. They can't stop it. After
I did have a couple more things I could show real quick that were in my
All right, let's
pile.
do it.
Just another weird. I was going through laminates the other day, and I
Mhm.
found this old Marilyn Manson laminate that their production manager. She and I were tour mates for a while. We rode on the bus on the Rob Zombie tour, and we both loved the artist Ronnie Millsap. And so when I got to the venue, I got the will call and I had all my passes and I had a VIP with Ronnie Millsap. And when I went there, I walked up to the people and I was trying to show and they went, "Oh, you can't get through there." And I went, "What? Fuck." So I text her and I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" Or call her. I'm like, "They won't let me in." And she sent me the day sheet and she had this specifically on the day sheet for this arena. And once I saw that day sheet, I went, I'm going back. And I went back to the guy at the gate and I went, "Out of the way, motherfucker." I went,
You got to point
"All
it to it.
access, check it out." He went, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But yeah, you are. Ronnie
You
Millsap.
found the one guy who
motherfucker.
knew Ronnie Millsap too.
Yeah, so it's just funny, just a cool inside story with that. I have a million Manson laminates, but not a white one that says Ronnie Millsap on it.
Mhm.
And the other weird thing I just found this in a corner too. This Leatherface mask, which is obviously from part 2, because you can tell it is. It's pretty detailed. There's an ear sewed on the neck. There's a nose.
That is.
I
detailed.
found this in a puddle outside of one of my shows in Denver, like 15 years ago. It was just laying in I just was walking by to get to the van we were in, and I went, "What the fuck is that?" And I picked it up and went, "No, someone must have wore this to my concert, or someone was like, 'Wednesday, we want you to have this,' and it like laid down like the Terminator comes down." But this is absolutely
And a good story behind it too.
yeah, it was just in a fucking puddle. So I got a cool Bubba mask out of a puddle. And that's it. That's my stash of stuff. And I did have to show people this weekend, if they come to see me, I will have this awesome new t-shirt. Look how cool this
Wow,
fucking
look at that.
This is one of my best t-shirts that I've did in a while. It's got all the monsters, even got a sleeve stack down there. And you can
Very
get this.
cool.
There's 12 dozen of these, and they're going fast. One fright only. See what I did there?
Fright only. So you guys got to get in on
Yep.
it. Very cool.
And we're
Wednesday.
playing Saturday night, so come out
Get it.
this weekend, get the shirts, come say hello, and rock out.
Get it while it's hot. As Kix, I think, said that.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Yeah, there's so much to talk about, yet so little time.
Somebody wrote in the comment, "Smoky Mountain Rain." That's an awesome Ronnie Millsap song. Ronnie Millsap
I didn't even see it.
he's awesome. He's also blind as hell.
Interesting.
You know what's crazy? Because he has a song called "Stranger in My House," and it's a very popular song. And the lyrics are, "There's a stranger in my house. There's somebody there that I can't see." And it's like, whoa, he's talking about his blindness. This is a sad song. His lady was bringing over a man while he's blind, and he's got to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
And he got on the piano and wrote about it. This is some hardships. This is why this is a real goth guy, country guy.
Jeff Healey had a record called "See the Light," but he ain't never seen the light. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to thank ZZ Ludwig. Hey, by the way, ZZ, I'm gonna thank you for that super chat, Michelle. Because he was so kind to super chat, will you bring me my spice? It's in the kitchen. I have not tried it yet, but I'm going to. Wednesday, ZZ wanted to send you some spice. But
I think he did. I think I opened it on my story last week.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Because he was trying to get a hold of you. Now, I haven't tried it yet. Have you?
I have not, only because I've cut out a lot of crazy sauces because as I'm getting older and I just starting to learn everything's working against me. And hot sauces where after I would eat, I would like my body's making crazy noises. So I've avoided some hot sauce, but I have it on the waiting list. I may taste a little bit. It looks like some pretty crazy hot sauces though.
You might have got the spicy one. I just got the smoking one. He said the spicy one came after, but I think I'm having a heart attack every time I have something spicy.
Oh, these are though. You know what? I didn't get the. I got someone sent me sauces. That's actually the spices. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
you're getting
confused.
your things mixed up. There's so many
Yes.
things arriving at your house.
Yes.
Oh yeah, ZZ says he didn't get it. So ZZ, I'm going to give you Wednesday's PO box. You'd be ready PO too if you lived in a box, and
Yes.
and he'll get you some spice. Yeah, this is. But what I went to this exotic Mexican restaurant called El Pollo Loco, and when I was in there, they have chicken tenders now that are like hot, but what they do is they just dip them in spice. So it's like a chicken strip, but then it comes coated like this. And I'm thinking that's how I'm going to try it. I'm going to take ZZ Spice and I'm going to dip things in it, and I'm going to try it. But I haven't got to it yet. But he's got a website. And ZZ, because you were so generous, tell me what it is, and I'll promote it because I don't know. Well, here it is. Hold on.
Yeah, I would definitely try those spices. I'm always spicing it up around here.
ZZ'sSmokingSpice.com. Smoking Spice. Yeah, you Google it. He was in the movie Heavy Metal Parking Lot. That's how we first met ZZ. And yeah, I'm looking forward to try it. Maybe I'll try it tonight. I'll do a video about it. I was going to say, I've been doing these voiceovers for my new videos. I write a script and then I read it, and Wednesday, you're in the studio, you have to use your voice. I make the mistake where I talk for like 2 or 3 hours. I'll do the show, and then I got to go and read these voiceovers. And I feel like Casey Kasem every time. And all of my outtakes are me going, motherfucker. And
Oh yeah.
And burping and cursing and it coming out of a goddamn up-tempo number. I might release some of them, but I get so mad. And Orson Welles.
I was doing this for the RoboCop things. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do a video, and here we go. Hey everybody, it's Wednesday 13 with a brand new fucking god damn it, fucking shit.
You would think it's the most important thing in the world. Yeah. And to me, it's like going back to school and I got to read a report. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And then I read the words and go, why would I use that word? That's stupid. Who would say that? And so hopefully people will watch these damn videos because blooper reels do pretty well. It wouldn't be fake. Trust me. I am just cursing like a sailor because I want people to enjoy them. The first video was I'll read this before we leave. The first video was Northern Callaway. Like most people, I go into deep dives. I remember Sesame Street as a kid, and then I go, I wonder what these new channel member. Hold on. Lids81, thank you so much. Welcome to the membership. I'm trying to find some cool things for members because
I know her. Lids is awesome. She's going to be at the show this weekend. She's one of the people that helped chip in on this guitar.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's awesome. I know her too. She's a blonde.
Yeah.
I only know that from her picture. That
she's got some awesome tattoos as well, like some cool, really cool stuff. And she is a fan. Well,
Lids, Gabba Gabba, hey, we accept you, one of us. Okay, so I went into this rabbit hole of who is alive from Sesame Street, a show that I grew up on, and it turned out that I read about this guy who had a really tragic life and went. He had a mental breakdown and then still continued to be on the show. The story is crazy. Right now, that video has, let's see here, like 132,000 views. Now,
insane.
It's insane, yeah. And
you have more views than my video with Tame Me Down that came out last year.
Maybe you should have got a guy from Sesame Street to be with you.
You know what? Next time we're in the studio, I'll be like, you know what? I'm calling up
the Count.
Yeah, I'm gonna call up Todd Bridges.
1 Wednesday 13, 2
Yeah, I'm calling up
Wednesday
somebody
13.
because, like, yeah, that's great. That's awesome, though. It's cool that you got a ton of videos, and it's weird the ones that you would never think would be the ones that you knock it out of the park. It's pretty crazy.
A guy named Jordan the Lion, who's a friend of mine, he's got an extremely popular channel. He's one of the nicer people I've met in this world. And he said, you got to keep making the videos. He goes, somebody once told me that you never know which one is your lottery ticket. And it could be the one that you don't expect. And he's been doing YouTube for a long time, and he's got 375,000 subscribers or something. But he's not competitive. He's not jealous. He just does his videos, and to thine own self be true. If you don't like it, that's okay too. I don't watch every video he makes. I'm sure he doesn't watch every video I make. But you do things because you're interested. And I thought people would be interested in this. And I also thought, bring some attention to mental health, and reach out to people that we care about. Okay, so I got a whole bunch of messages, and some people, they can't be controlled. So one comment here about Northern Callaway. They probably made him gay or trans, so he suicided. Suicided with an ED on the end. Okay. And then another person said, word on the street is he molested Snuffleupagus. A little 7-foot birdie told me. Okay. This one, I remember when that N went crazy. Let's see here. Trying to skip to the this one says he be good, and then he wrote N1993R. If you're racist at home, you can figure that out for yourself. I mean, this is what
He's
people are
speaking in codes.
Mm-hmm. This next person said, can't let Browns anywhere. I mean, and I should say, I'm not endorsing any of this. I'm just saying this is what kind of comments are out there. Then another guy decided he was going to comment talking to David Lee Roth in one of my videos about David Lee Roth. And he said, Dave, what the F is this nonsensical bullshit? You cannot sing anymore. You are making a fool of yourself. Who the F are these soul brothers shucking and jiving? And where is Aunt Jemima? You look like a goddamn idiot on stage with the Temptations. These F-tards dancing around, pointing at something only they can see. I feel sorry and embarrassed for you and for me. This effing hurts just watching it. Eddie must be spinning in his grave. No wonder he died. And that wolf kid must be laughing his ass off. Jesus, man, please stop this now before some nut takes a effing shot at you. Whoa. Now, I don't make these public. These go into a held filter, and then I see if I want to read them. And these are just the ones that I think I can read, because a lot of them are much more racist. And somebody asked me about my video with Davy Chase. He simply said, "How she got AIDS, brah?" And a question mark. And I wanted to write back, "I'm not the coroner, brah." And then another one got mad at me. Now, I did a lot of research on how her name is pronounced. A lot of research, because I was calling her Davy Chase. And I read it's Davy Chase. Everyone said it's Davy. The pronunciation is Davy. But somebody said it's Davey, not Davy. She's not a dude. And I'm thinking, yeah. Have you not heard of Marilyn Manson? But anyway, so I get these quite often, and we live in a strange world. But so Northern Callaway was the one that started, and then I did a video about Peter Robbins. I'm a huge Christmas fan. Everybody knows it. I love Charlie Brown Christmas. And when I found out what happened to the actor and what his life was like, and it was all because of being bipolar. A lot of these people could have got medicated. It's hard to keep people on medication. You can't make anybody do anything. And sadly, his life ended. So I made that one. Then and then I did the Dana Plato story as well. And yes, so some of these things might be a little depressing. If you prefer to watch the live show, there's this. If you want to watch some music stuff, because I'm doing a nice elaborate documentary about Stiv Bators coming up, which is which is going to feature interviews with Cheetah Chrome, and it's going to feature interviews with Kira Rossler, who was the bass player for Black Flag. Black Flag ahead of their time having a female bass player. I'm talking about the core years too. And they talk a lot about Stiv and what he was like, what kind of person he's like. His death is insane. And we will answer the question, did people smoke his ashes after he was cremated? I will give you a definitive answer. Michelle is hooked on Lords of the New Church. That's on the rotation. And you can't go wrong. I mean, anyone watching, if you want to find a new band that's an old band, Lords of the New Church is just badass. She doesn't like the Dead Boys as much. I'm probably a little bit more.
It took me a while to get the Lords of the New Church, but I like it now. I still don't like it better than the Dead Boys, though. That
Dead Boys for me too.
Yeah.
But anyway, and someone's saying about her, Davy Chase having AIDS. Yeah, she lived on Skid Row in a tent, and most likely she was sharing needles, and it's terrible. You don't hear about that many people dying of AIDS anymore. Someone was saying, "Oh, Magic Johnson's fine," and I'm thinking, well, Magic Johnson got help. He went and got treated. This woman wasn't taking care of herself and was living an incredibly sad life. She also had a lot of money in the bank, apparently, or in residuals that she didn't even think about. Mental illness does not discriminate. You know what I mean? It doesn't care if you're rich. I had a very close, one of my first girlfriends, she was bipolar for sure, but went undiagnosed, and she stood to inherit a family fortune, a lot of money. And it just didn't want to live and didn't. And it doesn't matter. Money doesn't make somebody happier about life. Fame doesn't matter about life. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, a lot of Stiv Bators fans here. Stiv Bators is, I guess there's a documentary. Mine is just going to be a shorter thing with some coverage. But the thing about Stiv is that he's not your typical story. He's not a junkie. He died by getting hit by a car and sort of not wanting to wait in the hospital. He's a different punk rock story. He's not like Sid Vicious or that type. And by most accounts, he was a nice guy. Everyone I've talked to says good things about him. Anyway, you guys will be able to see that. So that's kind of what I've been up to. The Dana Hill video is next, and we'll keep it going. Judging by the amount of subscribers, viewers, that there's other like-minded people who also appreciate this kind of stuff, and there'll be more. There'll be interviews. There'll be everything. And Joey, Joey's been threatening to go to bed all night. And
don't go to bed. Don't.
And Joey, I was going to tell you, but you've said goodnight so many times. I didn't want to disturb you, but we're almost done here. Somebody told me that you have to do 2-hour shows once a week. That's the secret to YouTube. Maybe I'm wrong. But let's see here. Tell Michelle to check out the Lord's Reunion with Michael Monroe. Yes, I was reading about it the other day. We were thinking he is the coolest person to fill in, because I was thinking, I wonder if they would ever get back together. There's not many of them left, but Michael Monroe is definitely cool. I talked to him about Stiv a bit too in my interviews. So he's staying awake for us. That's right. Thank you, Joey. And sleep is overrated. And
it is.
Guys, just watched them. I'm sporting a shirt today, Wednesday, that you could relate to. I don't think anyone else.
Yep.
I don't think anyone else.
No Roger, no rerun, no rent.
Mm-hmm. I worked with a guy named Zach Throne. His father was an actor named Malachi Throne. He played Two-Face on Batman, 1966. But he was also on what's happening. And he used to tell me stories. And I think he might be on the Roger No Rerun No Rent. I think he's like the landlord or something. And I thought, how cool would that be if your dad, was on that show? And he told me he hung out with D in between takes. I mean,
Wow.
let's see here. How are you guys doing? I heard touring and YouTube is draining a bit, but fun. I that's got to be an inside joke that I don't understand. But let's see. I think my brain isn't processing this, but it's awesome. It's more awesome when you're sleep deprived and your brain isn't processing. That's when the true humor shows its signs. Let's see here. Anyway, if anyone's got any parting questions, super chats, anything like that, maybe one day we'll do a show or tell where the audience can also show items from their collection. In addition to ours. If you guys would like to see Wednesday 13, and who doesn't, you go to officialwednesday13.com. There's a good chance he's coming to your city, and you should get yourself a meet and greet. And meet and greet. Now, meet and greets are not an egotistical thing where you say you should pay to meet me. It's really helping to finance a tour and have time. Sometimes people will say, why don't you do it for free? Well, if he met every single person at the venue, sometimes 500,000 people, you never get anywhere. And so there has to be a price on things, and he keeps it affordable. You get your memorabilia. There's plenty of people here in the audience who can testify that Wednesday 13 puts on a great meet and greet. And I can tell you what a great show he puts on as well. So,
we sold a lot of meet and greets so far, so we're doing really good. There's usually before a tour starts, I guess I'll have 100 or something, but we're like getting close to like 300 VIPs on this tour already, which is crazy. So that's a good thing. So thank you guys, because that definitely helps when ticket sales and things aren't great, and just gas going up to $25 a gallon, things like that.
100%. This is where'd it go? First time here. This is Samantha Smith. Welcome, Samantha. Gabba Gabba. Hey, we accept you. And you probably tuned in and go, what the hell am I watching? I always wonder, because there's so many new people who are tuning in, and sometimes they might not know what we're up to. Dreaming in Disguise. Nice to see you as always. Always the only way to enjoy Wednesday evening. Always glad to have you guys here. Definitely. And thank you so much for always supporting the channel. It means a lot. And Deadhead Dave, thank you so much. A long time channel member, and appreciate it. And yeah, you can like the video too. That helps too. And buy your Wednesday VIP now. I'm going to buy mine. I've been, Wednesday we'll talk some more, but I've had some ideas for the sort of travel videos that involve you and I. And
I got a couple ideas for you too, so we can we'll get something cool together.
And I'm a big fan of broads, and I've been thinking about traveling abroad because I've got some great videos that I can make in other countries. So we'll talk about. Anyway, I thank everybody. We've had such a fun chat, and you know what? We'll do it again next week. I think Sean will be back. Like I said, he had to record something this week, but he'll be back. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.